Welcome to Highly Opinionated, second ever episode. I'm your co-host Josh. That's Tim.
What's good? We back.
That's Ross.
It's good, Josh. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. How you?
Shit, I can't complain. I'm just excited to get this going.
Absolutely. We all are, man. We want to thank you guys for tuning in and watching us last week. Our first ever episode. Thank you guys for the feedback. Thank you guys for all the love and appreciation you showed us. We look forward to making this sports show the best sports show. We want to get better each and every week, and we promise you, as an audience, we will strive and we will definitely do that each and every week.
Yes, sir. And on that note, for y'all, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at highly opinionated __ and on X or Twitter at highly O_SS. And subscribe to our YouTube at Highly Opinionated Sports Show, which y'all should be on already right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best producer in the game, Ross. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, the best. Absolutely. Tim, let's get it. You ready to go, my brother?
Yes, sir.
So, week 0 started in college football this week. We have 4 games that we'll get to and talk about and discuss. Let's start that recap right now. Let's start with Montana State 35 over New Mexico 31. This was a good game. Montana State was down 31-14, I think, in the third quarter. They came all the way from behind. They scored with less than a minute left in the game. Game-winning touchdown with less than a minute left in the game. And they shocked New Mexico at home. Montana State comes from behind and wins 35-31. SMU 29, Nevada 24. SMU was favored by 13.5. So they were supposed to go in there and just destroy Nevada. Nevada was having none of that. Nevada was up in the fourth quarter. However, they muffed the punt. They muffed it. Well, they didn't muff it, but they fumbled the punt. They got the ball back, but they got the ball back on their 1-yard line. And then two plays later, SMU got a safety, and at that point, the game changed in the fourth quarter. SMU should have lost this game, but they found a way. Good teams, you know this, find a way to win games you're not supposed to win. And SMU did it 29-24. So a game that most people probably didn't watch, which I know I didn't watch. The game came on at midnight if you live on the East Coast. Delaware State 14, Hawaii 35. We know Delaware State is, no disrespect, great institution, but Hawaii just has better talent, better speed, better athletes, and they showed that. They put that on full display, and they won 35-14.
Delaware State came for the check.
Absolutely.
FCS schools did a nice check to play them bigger schools. That's why you see them schedule them type of games early in the season. So it's not a total loss for them. They get to be on TV, and they also get a nice, handsome check. So
yeah, they got to be on TV. Too bad most of us didn't be. Too bad most of us on the East Coast couldn't watch it. In the game of the week, you had Florida State and you had Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech upset number 10 Florida State 24-21. From the bits and pieces I saw of this game, Georgia Tech was just, to me, it really wasn't even an upset. If you look at it, like Georgia Tech just played like they were the better team. They played like they were the more physical, hungry, faster, stronger, and they played like they were the better team. Hayes King, I'm trying to think. He went to Texas A&M before he went to Georgia. Georgia Tech, but he has big game experience. He's played in the SEC, so he played well. They had a 2-quarterback system. Hayes King and the other quarterback came in, but they just smashed them out. Florida State down. They smashed the ball down their throat. They ran the ball. They had over 100 yards in rushing as a team. So their object was to run the ball, and they ran the ball.
So I know y'all. All right, that boy don't know what he talking about. Florida State ain't win week 0, all of that. So I watched the game. So I watched the whole game. So my analysis of the game was, I agree. Georgia Tech was definitely way more physical than Florida State. It was like I was actually shocked. Like the D line from Florida State was actually non-existent. Like the running back was getting through the holes and he wasn't getting touched to the second level, which I don't know where the linebackers were either. Also, I know a lot of Florida State fans. And they was on Facebook. they was talking about DJ U. He didn't play well, but I don't think it was all on DJU. I don't think the play calling was indicative of how we should have played against Georgia Tech. Because I understand the first drive we drove it straight down the field, scored a touchdown, and the running game was clicking the first drive. But it looked like after that first drive, Georgia Tech made the necessary adjustments. So now that running game wasn't working, and for some reason we was still trying to bully them, but that wasn't working. So we was getting down and distance, which was causing 3 and outs. It was causing 3 and outs. So I think the game plan was flawed. To me, they should have spread the ball out and let him throw. We got a 6'5", 250-pound quarterback with an arm. Let him throw the ball. Spread Georgia Tech out. Like Georgia Tech has some athletes, but they don't have as many as Florida State. And just spread the ball out and throw it around the yard. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like the game plan was more flawed, and that's more reason why they lost. Because if you look at the statistical numbers in each category, rushing yards was close to about rushing yards. They beat us in rushing yards, but it was still like both teams had over 100 something plus. Passing yards, they didn't really pass the ball on us. We passed a little bit better, but it was like the drive. So the defensively, I would perform their defense. Florida State defense was like a C. Because if you watch the game, they only really gave up 3 drives, but it's just how long the drives took. So they was 10 plays or more drive. So it was eating up the clock. So that meant when we got the ball,
you had to do
go 3 and out. You know what I'm saying? You can't just go 3 and out because you just played defense for 10 minutes. So I think that goes into the offense more. Like the defense didn't play bad, but I felt like the physicality wasn't there. And it looked like Georgia Tech just looked more ready to me. Like it just looked like they was more prepared. It looked like, okay, y'all number 10, but we don't care. And Florida State looked like, oh, we was 13 and won last year. And it looked like it was a little bit of hangover. I ain't making no excuse, but it just ain't looked like they was locked in like Georgia Tech.
No, I would agree, bro. I mean, we watched the game. Obviously, I know you're gonna watch every Florida State game because you're a fan. So I get that.
Yeah.
So you watch the game with an objective eye. And just, let me say this. Of course, like we got text change. So of course, I'm poking fun at you about Florida State.
Yeah, for sure.
Losing your first game with a 12-team playoff does not end the season. It does not end the season. Florida State, they still have all their dreams, goals, and aspirations directly in front of them. They just need to now. They play next Monday night. They have to win that game. They can't.
Oh yeah, for sure. You can't go on to.
They think they play Boston College. Boston College. They got to win that game. That game will be on Monday night, Labor Day night on ESPN at 8:00. So they have to win that game. They could lose one more time, but they have to lose to either Clemson or Miami. They have to lose to somebody that's and they have to lose close. They can't lose like get blown out. But these teams, like the one thing we talked about the NIL and transfer portal, but the one thing we didn't mention last week, and I'll take the blame for that. I should have mentioned it. With the NIL and the transfer portal, it allowed teams like Georgia Tech to get better.
For sure.
So like all the talent in the ACC is just not at Clemson, Florida State, Miami. You got some talent at North Carolina. You got some talent at Duke. You got some talent at SMU. You got some talent at Cal. You got some talent at North Carolina State. You got the talents all over because now it's just about quote unquote the money. So, like you said, Georgia Tech was just the more physical, dominant team. They wanted the game more. I watched College Game Day. I watched Nick Saban. Nick Saban's first ever College Game Day was last week. And he liked Georgia Tech as a sleeper team. This was before the game. So when you play a certain type of style, where you run the ball, you're gonna play defense, you'll be in every game. You'll be in every game. You just can't turn the ball. You just can't make the biggest mistake when the game is on the line. So that's a big win for Georgia Tech. Good win for them. And Florida State still has all their dreams and aspirations right in front of them, but they can't lose. They can't lose to Panera Bread. They got to beat everybody except for Miami and or Clemson.
No, I agree, and I think with the loss, it kind of like refocuses you. So like losing early, like in the college football, you rather lose early than late.
Absolutely.
The committee kind of go off what the last thing they seen. So that's really why Florida State didn't even get in the playoff last year because they saw the quarterback get hurt. Then they saw the second string get hurt. and they like, all right, it's third string. You know what I'm saying? So it was
Yeah,
like
we good. Yeah.
they know, yeah, they going off the last thing you seen. So like that, all they gotta do is shake that off, get ready for Boston College, and just go on a run. Like the talent was there. Like I was like, I don't think they're as good as last year. Like I didn't think they was gonna go undefeated this year. I didn't think they would lose to Georgia Tech, but I didn't think they would go undefeated. But um, yeah, because we lost 11 players to the NFL draft, and that was the most last year by any college team. So yeah, so with that being said, like I think just going and running, they'll be fine. Like I'm not changing my national championship just off that one game.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't. I mean, one game. If I pick Georgia, if Georgia loses, we'll obviously go into the games of this week. We'll obviously talk about Georgia and Clemson.
Yeah,
If Georgia loses to Clemson, I'm not going to say Georgia's not going to win the championship. I mean, no, it's one game.
exactly.
You still got your whole season in front of you. I will say this though, and I'm not saying the game on Saturday confirms this, but I this just me, and I think I shared this with you. I didn't think Florida State had the biggest gripe of not making the playoff last year. I actually thought it was Georgia. Georgia won like 30 straight games. Their one loss, they lost to the best coach ever. He was retired.
Yeah,
So the committee goes off what you saw. Because let me say it like this: if they went off of the whole body of season, Georgia would have been in the playoffs because they were one of the four best teams.
oh, I
But they,
agree. I don't think my
but they
fault.
go off of what you see off of what
Yeah,
they see last. So like you said, I'd rather lose early than lose late. So
exactly.
for any team that lose for Clemson, if Clemson get blown out by Georgia on set, their season's not over. You still got everything right in front of you.
I agree.
Everything's right directly in front of you. So, what as a Florida State fan, what areas would you like to see them improve so they can get to the ultimate destination that you have them doing, which is winning the national championship?
So like honestly, like I don't like so like even the snap count, I ain't like I don't like all this clapping and then waiting, then looking, then clapping. Like it was just too slow for me. Like let's go up tempo. Like I think they need to spread the field more because like I like the kid Jalen Lucas number 13. He's a smaller guy, but he was using on the jet sweeps and all that. I like him. Tolophilia, which I told y'all about last week. I think he need more touches all around. Like I just think they need to spread the ball out more. Like we not really them days of downhill Florida State. I don't think we that no more. Like I think we like get them in space, and I think we more like a stretch team. Like we not really like down the middle. Like the transfer running back Williams from Alabama. I like him, but he not big enough to like carry every you know what I'm saying downhill repeatedly. So I think like spread the ball out. Like you know what I'm saying. Like some of them receivers, I know they're young, but like we was converting all them fourth down and longs. Like it was 4th and 8, 4th and 9. Like we converting them easy. Let the boy throw the ball. Like just let him throw. I'd rather just let him throw, man. Like they was trying to run quarterback draws. He's 6'5", he was slow. I ain't played football in like 5 years. I'm still fast now. He was slow. It was like, yo, he taking too long to go. Just, you know what I'm saying? Throw the ball. If they throw the ball, I think it won't be no problems playing. Of course, it'd be competitive games, but I don't think they have problems with nobody because he can actually throw the ball. I just think his rhythm was off because he was throwing all 4 or 5 yard passes. We ain't opened up the playbook till late third quarter. Now we losing. Georgia Tech, they hype, they got life. You know what I'm saying? One thing I used to when I played, I tried to score every time I touched the ball. Like especially when I played rec, the first play of the game they gave me ball, I was scoring a touchdown. I wanted them to know it was nothing y'all could do with me. Like that's how you gotta start to get nothing y'all can do with me. That's all. That's how I play. It's nothing. Like you don't want to get them like you the 10th ranked team. Show why we ranked 10. Y'all didn't show that. So we scored, then they scored back, and then it was like, oh man, they here to play. Like yeah, they got NIL deals over there. They got jerseys and pads too. So like you gotta attack. Like it's about attacking.
No, I agree. When you playing an unranked team or a team below you, you got come out and stomp on them early. You let them hang
Yeah,
around, they gonna be around. You let them hang around, they gonna be around. So
exactly.
but yeah, I didn't think Florida State came out with that energy and that passion that they needed to attack that game. They played that game like they played the game like it was a scrimmage. Like, all right, we'll get like, bro, we gonna turn up. Don't worry about it. We got it. And then before you know it, it's 14-14 with 1 minute left in the third quarter. Now you got now you in the bar, you got a fist fight. You got to fight.
Exactly.
And I don't think the first game teams are meant to fight. What I mean by that is, like, for example, in a game like that, Florida State wasn't prepared to fight. Now, when Miami played Florida, they're prepared to fight because they understand it's going to be a good game. Clemson played, they should be fighting. USC, LSU, they should be fighting because they feel like it should be a good game if everybody play their best.
Exactly.
Florida State and Georgia Tech, nobody thought to watch like, all right, well, Florida State might lose this game. Nobody thought Florida State was going to lose the game, not even me. So, with that being said, yeah, they definitely have to come out with better energy. And I will agree with you, DJU. He can throw the ball. He showed last year at Oregon State with Jonathan Smith, who's the coach now at Michigan State, that he can throw the ball. So all that being timid, being scared, let him play. Let him throw. Let him play. Let him throw. Let him do what he got to do. But I will say this: Florida State again, they can't lose to no Panera Bread. They gotta beat all the teams they're supposed to, and then the games they're gonna have to win at least one game they're technically not supposed to win. They're gonna have to do that if they want to get to their ultimate destination.
Definitely agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. You're watching Highly Opinionated. Welcome back to Highly Opinionated. So, Tim, we had week 0 last week. Week 1 is this week. You ready to go over the marquee games of the week?
Yes, sir.
Let's go, brother. Let's start Thursday. Thursday night, 8 p.m. on Fox. We have North Carolina at Minnesota. I'll let you start off first, my brother. Who you like?
I like North Carolina. I think Mac Brown. I know they lost Sam Howell.
Drake May.
I'm sorry, Drake May. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about the previous quarterback. Drake May. They lost Drake May. I know they lost Drake May, but I think offensively they're going to be faster than Minnesota. So I think they're going to try to hit the edges quickly. Like I think Minnesota will be the more physical team, but I think foot speed wise they're going to be a little slower. So I think Mac Brown and the coach I think he's going to attack that weakness. And I think also, like, I ain't gonna lie, North Carolina normally doesn't play too much defense, but I think the limited offense of Minnesota, because they're really just like run the ball, pass. They like run first down, run second pass, third down. I think that predictability will lean into Mac Brown's hands and the coaching staff. So I think they'll get enough stops to win it. I have North Carolina in close one. I think North Carolina wins by like 3 points.
Okay. We disagree. I like Minnesota. I think PJ Flatt, they're gonna roll the boat home right at Minnesota. I like Minnesota to win this game. Like you said, Minnesota will be the physical team. But I also think Minnesota has added some speed at the quarterback position, the skill players positions. I think they've added some speed offensively and defensively. I like Minnesota to win this game. I'm a big Mac Brown fan. I loved him at Texas. I loved him at North Carolina the first time. That was before my time. But I love Mac Brown. I think he's an amazing coach. But I think PJ Flack will get these boys going. I like Minnesota to win a close, low-scoring defensive type game at home Thursday night. Our next game, Saturday at 12, the number 14 Clemson Tigers will play the number 1 Georgia Bulldogs. It's a neutral site game. However, the game is in Georgia. Neutral site.
Exactly.
I like Georgia. I picked Georgia to win the national championship. I think Georgia is the best team. I think Georgia come in here. I think the game will be close at the beginning, and I think Georgia just steamroll them maybe like halftime and later. I think Georgia, they're the better team. They're the more dominant team. They have the best coach. They have the best quarterback in the country, Carson Beck along with Kirby Smart. I love this Georgia defense. You know Kirby's always going to recruit some hell raisers on that defensive line to get them going, to get them linebackers free and let them safeties and corners play. So give me Georgia, and I think Georgia will cover the spread. If I'm not mistaken, Georgia's favored by 14.5. Give me Georgia and give me Georgia minus 14.5. I think they'll cover that spread.
Okay, so for this pick, I like Georgia as well, but I actually think it's going to be a tighter game. I feel like, but I think Georgia and them got the benefit of watching Florida State lose. So I think everybody's antennas has been raised. So I think by not playing week 0, everybody's in notice because there was a lot of close games, a lot of teams that was favored big week 0, and none of them covered the spreads. So absolutely. I think Georgia antennas up, so I think they're going to be more I ain't going to say more fired up, but I think they're going to be more ready. Like it's not going to be like a lag in the beginning. But I think Clemson is going to keep it close, man. I really think I like Clay. I like Cade Klubnik, and I think I like the running back a lot as well. I know they lost Will Shipley, but I think the way they are going to attack with the quick passing game, like I don't think I definitely don't think they're going to try to run outside. Normally when you beat Georgia, normally the formula is you need a running quarterback and you need to be able to get downhill quickly. That running back can get downhill quickly and very well. And I think Klubnik is going to have to make 3 to 4 runs this game, and I think it'll be a close game. I think they will cover the spread, and yeah, that's my take.
Okay, yeah. So we agree. We agree on the winner. We disagree on the spread. Next game, Saturday at 3:30. We have the number 19 Miami Hurricanes take their show on the road to Florida. They play the Florida Gators. Who you think gonna win this game?
All right, so I know since I'm a Florida State fan, y'all automatically think I'm picking Miami to lose just because of that. No, I'm picking Miami to lose because I think Florida defensively is going to be too physical. So I think what they can do physicality wise, the D line and at the corner position, I think is just going to be too much for Miami. I do like Miami quarterback Cam Ward, so I think if he can get things going with his legs, he will make it an interesting game. But I think the quarterback Graham Metz of Florida, this is his second year in the system. He played at Wisconsin for 2 years. He's just knowledgeable of the game. Like he's not going to make bad decisions. He's going to just throw completions, man. He's not going to do nothing that's in his wheelhouse. Like he's going to keep it to what he know, man. He ain't going to do nothing he can't do. So I think that'll be the difference. I have Florida in a tight game.
Yeah, Florida. So I tossed and turned on this pick. I picked Miami to go to the national championship. I mean, not national championship. I'm sorry. I picked Miami to go to the 12-team college football playoff. I think that Miami will go. But I don't think Miami's going to win this game. I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to take Florida. And the reason why I'm going to take Florida, last year, I like Graham Mertz. They're at home. Last year, they started on the road at Utah. They got destroyed. I felt like they got destroyed partly because they were on the road. I think the three best teams in the ACC will start 0-1. Clemson, Miami, and Florida State. I think they're the three best teams. I think all three teams will start out 0-1. So I'm riding with you, man. Give me the Gators. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Give me the Gators at home. Our next game, Saturday in prime time, 7:30, ABC. Number 7, Notre Dame versus number 20, Texas A&M. I am taking Texas A&M in an quote-unquote upset over Notre Dame. I like Marcus Freeman. I think he's a great coach. I did not pick Notre Dame to make the playoffs. From what I can remember, I don't think I had them in the playoffs. I think Mike Elko, the new Texas A&M coach, he needs a program win like this. This will be the type win that get the program energized and going. Your boy Jimbo didn't leave him in bad state, but didn't leave him in the best state. They always had talent, but they never could produce and win the big game. They won one big game while Jimbo was there. They beat Alabama. That was a Saturday night. I think it was like 2 years ago at Texas A&M. So I feel like this game will be sold out. All the fans will be there. They'll be ready. I like Texas A&M to shock the Irish and win Saturday at 7:30.
So I forgot Elko went the day A&M. So he was previously the Duke coach.
Yes, he was.
Previously the Duke coach, right? So it's crazy because his former quarterback is the Notre Dame quarterback,
Riley Leonard.
Riley Leonard.
Yes,
so the familiarity there, I actually like Notre Dame because I think Riley Leonard can play. Like Duke was ranked because not solely off of him, but he can make plays.
He was the main reason why they were ranked.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He could throw it and run it. You know what I'm saying? He was tough. He got hurt last year versus Florida State, and that kind of derailed them from they started losing games after he got hurt. So like he's a problem. So like I think A&M problem, even with Jimbo, my guy, the problem always been quarterback. Like they never had consistent quarterback play other than Kelly Mond. since when Jimbo was there. So I think the quarterback. I don't know if they're gonna start the kid that played mostly last year, Connor Wayman, or I don't know if they got somebody in the portal. But I'm going Notre Dame just because I know that brand of football. They're gonna run it, and Riley Leonard, he's gonna be in the run game as well. It's gonna be hard to stop. I like Notre Dame. Uh, I think they win this by like a touchdown. I got Notre
Okay.
Dame by like a touchdown.
Okay. Well, yeah, like you said, and that was a good call by you, brother. Texas A&M head coach Mike Elko, Notre Dame quarterback Riley Leonard. They both coached and played at Duke, so it's obviously familiarity there, and they both know each other well, both offensively and defensively. So it should be a good game Saturday night in Texas State. I said Texas Station. I'm sorry, College Station. Our last marquee game of the week is number 23 USC versus number 13 LSU. Who you like?
So it's funny, right? I always talk about the SEC and the bias, right? Because I feel like they biased, but like my picks, you see most of them SEC teams because the brand of football, like the brand of football you get. So like I don't think USC is gonna be able to match this like physicality. Like one thing with me is like physicality. Like that's why Florida State lost. They couldn't match the physicality. I don't think USC with my guy, what's the coach name? The young boy, Lincoln Riley. I don't think I just don't think they're gonna be able to match the physicality. I know they lost Jaden Daniels. I know they lost Neighbors. The other receiver, I can't recall his name. I know they lost that, but
Brian
they
Thompson.
bring in
Brian Thomas.
Brian Thompson. But they reload. So I don't think, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it's gonna be a layoff, and I think they just gonna be too physical for USC. Like USC, they gonna have to get used to this brand of football because they used to that Pac-12. They're a little softer, space it out. You know what I'm saying? It ain't too much physical. This is going to be a physical game for them. And I'm actually shocked this is their first game of the year because this is a test. Like this ain't, you know what I'm saying? This is going to show us a lot about USC in the future. I mean, they could lose. And if they keep it close, I think it's a win for USC. Of course, they can win the game. But if they keep it close, it'll be a win for them to show that they could play on that SEC level.
Yeah, this would be a test for USC if they had Caleb Williams. So obviously, yeah, this isn't like this. I think last year they played San Jose State to start the season. This ain't San Jose State.
Yeah, this ain't that.
So I like LSU too. I do think USC will be better this year because you can't get no better than what you can't get no worse than what they were last year. Their defense was literally the worst defense I might have ever seen, like physically with my eyes. They didn't believe in tackling. They ain't believe in lining up right. They ain't believe in nothing. That's why in every Pac-12 game, they was giving up 40, 50 points because they couldn't stop it. They couldn't even line up right. LSU lost Jaden Daniels, but they do have Garrett Nussmeier. He played in the bowl game last year because Jaden Daniels didn't play. He played a couple times last year, but they were blowing people out. So they have an experienced quarterback. I'm a fan of Brian Kelly, other than when he's trying to act Southern. But for the most part, I'm a fan of him. I'm a fan of his coaching. I think LSU wins this game. I'll say anywhere between 7 to 10 points, but I do think USC will come to play. And the reason why USC will come to play is because they know they're playing an SEC school. They just moved into the Big Ten from the Pac-12, or the former Pac-12, and they know that they could get embarrassed. If you don't bring your hard hat, bring your lunch pail, you're going to get embarrassed. And they're the only game. If you look at our schedule, they're the only game on Sunday. It's hella games on Thursday. It's hella games on Friday. It's hella games on Saturday. Y'all the only time and show on Sunday. Everybody gonna watch you from when you run out to when you go back to the locker room. So all eyes will be on you guys. By the way, your Boston College plays Florida State on Monday night. All eyes will be on that game because it's a solo game. When you're a solo game, everybody's gonna watch you. So I do think USC will be better. Like I said, you can't be no better. You can't be no worse than what they were last year. But I think LSU they'll find a way to get the dub. They'll find a way to win the game. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick commercial break. You'll watch a Highly Opinionated. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Highly Opinionated. Tim, we've already went over week 0 and week 1 of the college football season. We can't forget our beloved NFL. So let's add some NFL talk to the show. NFL season is fastly approaching. Preseason just ended. we can obviously go. You have a turn, I have a turn. We can go back and forth, but give me
Yeah.
some surprise teams, man. We should be looking out for this year. Go ahead,
So
I'll let you
my
start, brother.
okay, my number one surprise team it will be the Minnesota Vikings. I think I think I picked Sam Darnold to beat out McCarthy before he got injured.
You
And
did. You
from the
definitely did.
and from the talks of what was going on in the camp, it sounded like Sam Darnold was headed to win the job anyway before the injury. So I think with Sam Darnold, a motivated Sam Darnold, who I feel like finally has some weapons around him and an actual team, I think he's going to be special. Sort of like what Baker Mayfield did, but I think he's a better thrower of the football than Baker Mayfield. I think Baker Mayfield is a better athlete though. Like he can make more out of nothing than Sam Darnold. So I
He's
think
a
they're
better
gonna
player. My bad.
I
I'm sorry.
think I think Sam Darnold is I think he's gonna be a problem this year. Like I think he's gonna be a real problem and with the weapons he has, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson. They got Aaron Jones at running back. So like that's gonna be like you're gonna have to try to stop that offense. Like it's not nothing light over there. So that would be my first surprise team.
Okay, I like it. I disagree with Sam Darnold being better than Baker, being a better thrower than Baker Mayfield, but for the most part, I agree with everything that you said. I think Baker's better than Sam Darnold, but we're not gonna harp on that. It is what it is. I do like the Vikings though. I can see why somebody's gonna have to be Geno Smith from 2 years ago, i.e. Baker Mayfield from last year. So Sam Darnold is definitely in that conversation and can definitely have a good year. I will say this is the best weaponry Sam Darnold has ever had as a starting quarterback.
Ever.
It's not even close. It's literally not even close. So I'll agree with you on that. Speaking of Sam Darnold, let me go to the first team Sam Darnold ever played for. My biggest surprise team is the New York Jets. And it's just simple as this. They replaced Zach Wilson with a healthy Aaron Rodgers. The offensive line, they went out to improve that offensive line. They drafted the old lineman from Penn State, Fasaccio. Did I even pronounce his name? Hope I'm saying it right. They went after Tyron Smith. They went after a lineman from the Ravens, I think Simpson. So the Jets have improved this offensive line. They've also improved weapons around him. They went after Mike Williams from LA. They drafted a receiver from Western Kentucky, Malachi Curley, I think that's how you pronounce his last name. So they have weaponry. I like the tight end room that they have with Tyler Conklin. So I like what they have. For me, it's just as simple as this. Like I said, Aaron Rodgers is better than any quarterback that they've had. The defense is going to be hungry. The offense is going to be hungry. The only question I got is just can Aaron Rodgers stay healthy? And I believe that he will stay healthy. He'll come back on the mission, and he'll make a lot of headway this season for the New York Jets.
Okay. My second surprise team, I have the Atlanta Falcons. I love Raheem. I love Raheem Moore as a coach. Like I'm glad that they brought him back over there, and I think like Kirk Cousins. I think Kirk Cousins is gonna play good because he, you know, what I'm saying, he got somebody over his shoulder that I think if he messing up, like Shorty really can go, and he ready to go now. Like Michael Penix, he was my favorite quarterback coming out this draft. Um, so also they got weapons. They got a lot of weapons. They're young, but they explosive. Drake London, Kyle Pitts. I like the Darnell Mooney pickup defensively. They got Matthew Judon, Justin Simmons, Jesse Bates, A.G. Terrell. So like I think they're gonna be a fast flying defense, and I think they'll be a sleeper. I actually have them edging out Tampa and winning that division this year.
Okay. Well, all right. So let me take my Tampa hat off. Let me be unbiased. The Falcons should win the division. They have the best team. They have the best team from top to bottom. We can debate quarterback in the division, but if you want to say Kirk Cousins is the best quarterback in the division, I can't be like that's crazy. I love the Matthew Judon addition. They got the best safety tandem in the league. Jesse Bates and Justin Simmons. That is the best safety tandem in the league. I like Raheem Morris. I'm glad he got a second chance to be a head coach. Hopefully, he can make the best out of it. So I can definitely understand why you think they could be a surprise team. And keep your eye out on this. I want to let you in and let the viewers in know. Keep your eye on this name because the cuts are going on this week. John Mechie with the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans got so many receivers. They don't need John Mechie. If I'm the Atlanta Falcons, I would trade for John Mechie. That's just me. You add John Mechie to go along with Drake London. Now he can be John Mechie can be your number 2 with Drake London to go along with Kyle Pitts. You still got Bijan Robinson. You still got Tyler Algier. So at that point, it's just on number 18, Kim, as I call him, Kim Folk Kirk Cousins. Is he going to be who he's always been, or can he uplift the talent around him? Only time will tell. So I will agree. The Falcons should win that division. We'll give out division picks next week. You guys have to tune in next week to see who I picked to win the NFC South. As far as my second surprise team, I like the Arizona Cardinals. I love what they did during the offseason. I love they got, in my opinion, I know you like Malik Neighbors. I think they got the most polished, the best wide receiver in the draft, and Marvin Harrison Jr. All your favorite wide receivers are going to wide receiver coaches. You know what Marvin Harrison Jr. do? He just walk in the kitchen and go ask his father how to play the position. His father got a gold jacket, but I guess they don't mean nothing. So we're gonna take that and we're gonna run with it. I love Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's a leader now. Ever since they came out with that I call it the poison pill in his contract to take away the video games, he's he's gotten hurt, but he was on point, and he's become a better leader because he understands that the NFL eyes watching him, making sure that he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. I love this defense. Now they will start the season without DeMarcus Robinson. That's the first round pick they had from the University of Missouri. He's a pass rusher. He'll start the season on the PUP list. But I love what they did. They have a solid defense. They have corners on their roster that I know. Sean Murphy-Bunting. They have another corner that I know. Arizona was the last few seasons were going in with corners that I didn't even know who they were. You feel me? So now they're going into with legit starting NFL level corners. I don't think the NFC West is as challenging as most people do. The Rams have injuries on their offensive line. Seattle is, it's Geno Smith, so we have to see how that goes. And I don't want to give a bold prediction away, but let's just say San Francisco has a lot of noise going on around them. So you either can take noise and be positive with it, like the shirt say, or you can be negative with it. You feel me? So we'll see what San Francisco can do with that. But I don't think the NFC West is as challenging as most people think. I think the Arizona Cardinals will surprise and shock a lot of people this year.
My third and final surprise team. It's probably one of the most talented teams in the league, but they fall short of the playoffs regularly. And it's like the injury. I don't know what's in the water, and that's on that side of LA, but it's definitely not the same as the other side of LA. So this is barring no major players get injured like they normally do. They play. I got the Chargers, man. I think so. I wasn't like opposed to Stanley, but I felt like he was more like he was too much of a risk taker. Like I like taking risks, but he the type of coach. He was going for 4th and 5 at his own 25. Like some things just, you know what I'm saying. Some things just don't make sense. So I think with the addition of Harbaugh, and I think like you seen what Harbaugh about, he gonna run the ball, man. So like that's why they drafted his lineman first round. They got JK and you know what I'm saying. Thank you. They got JK and Gus Edwards from the Ravens, which we already know they complement each other because they
complement each other very well. They just did it
very well
2-3 years ago.
You know what I'm saying? They just did that. So like I think that was great additions. And I think like Herbert is going. I think the thing is, I think his passing yards are going to go down, but I think it's going to look better. Like I think like the play action game going to be so much better. Like I think he's going to be able to be like a true quarterback. Like he drop 3-step, get it away. Like he's not gonna have to pass it 50 times, 45 times a game like he used to with Stanley. Like putting them in bad positions because like as a quarterback, like of course you love to throw the ball, but like you gotta have like some type of ground game to, you know what I'm saying, give you another look. Like if I know you throwing it every time, you gonna mess up. You gonna eventually mess up. So I think the addition and then the defense, man. That defense, I'm telling you, if this defense ain't top 5 this year, the names on this defense, it just don't make sense. Derwin James, one of the best safeties in the game. Joey Bosa. They added Bud Dupree. They got Khalil Mack. Asante Samuel Jr. Like, this defense is loaded. Like, they have not lived up to the potential yet. But, like, that's why I think this coach, the coach and the culture change with Harbaugh, like I think they're gonna be more gritty, more tough. Like I think the Chargers could be special. Like I think they can make a deep playoff run.
Okay. So two things on the Chargers. One, Brandon Staley was playing Madden instead of coaching, so I'll definitely give you that. However, let me say this: he was going for it on fourth and 5 because you know that number 10, you know, the quarterback, he had faith in him. I guess he shouldn't have had that much faith in him. Guess not. He had faith in he lost his job because he had faith in Justin Herbert. That's what I saw. Like if you're going for it on 4th and 5 with your quarterback in that position, you got faith in the quarterback. That's what you're telling me. It's not that you don't believe in the defense. It's just that you have faith in the quarterback. And I don't. Let me say this. I don't think Brandon Staley is the best coach, but I think Brandon Staley gets an unfair rap because y'all keep telling me Justin Herbert is this guy. He's that. He's whatever y'all want him to be. And when the coach believes in him, he loses his job.
To rebuttal that, I think Justin Herbert top 3 quarterback in the league, and I don't think it's close. I think if you like I said, the injuries over there, man, he never playing with the same type of players. So it's like the roster, Mike Williams be banged up, Keenan Allen, and they still be like if you look at the games, like most of their games, they're not losing because of Justin Herbert. They just not getting stopped defensively. Normally they not physical. Normally they can't stop the run. You watch Chargers games, they really don't do well with the run. That's why I think the change of coaching, the change of coaching, changed that. Like they pass rush pretty well, but once again, Bosa was hurt last year. Like they never all healthy together. Edwin James missed 2 years. Like I think if they stay healthy, like it's gonna be a problem. Like number 10, like I tell people, like for me, when you do quarterbacks, like how you rate them, to me, like I say if I can exchange him on another team. So if I put him on Kansas City, they still win. I think they actually better. Because I actually think to me, he's a better thrower than Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is more creative, but he's a better thrower. Like, Shorty makes some of the best throws I've ever seen. So, like, him and Burrow, he's on the same level of Burrow, if not better. Like, I think those are actually the best 2 throwers of the football. And then I think Josh Allen is dynamic because he can run and throw. So, like, I just feel like that's how I judge my quarterback. So, like, Herbert, like, I mean, you can look at the numbers. He's first in almost everything. Like, the youngest to do almost everything. So, like, it's definitely not the talent. So, I'm not blaming him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't have what we judge playoff win yet, which the Jaguars game. I didn't watch it, so I don't know what happened in the Jaguars game. So, I can't tell you. But like I said,
I can tell you, he was up 31 to 3. He was up 28-3.
But once again, okay, if they was up 31-3, why are they throwing the ball 47 times? That's what I'm saying. The coaching didn't make sense. You don't need if you're up 31-3, why are you throwing the ball 47 times? There's no need. The coach should be running the ball. That's what I'm saying. They have a true coach. You can't blame Herbert if I don't get open and I throw if a receiver doesn't get open and you throw the ball, whose fault is that?
Say it again. If the receiver don't get open, but the quarterback throw the ball,
and you throw the ball away, is that the quarterback fault?
No, I mean it's a combination. The receiver ain't get open,
so it's the receiver fault. So I'm saying if we think about
no. It's a combination because the quarterback don't have to throw the ball away. He can run. Justin Herbert got legs, don't he? Can he move?
It's not always running lanes though. So I'm saying 31-3. He shouldn't have had to throw the ball 47 times. It doesn't make sense mathematically. I will go back and watch this game, but I'm telling you, I guarantee you it wasn't Herbert's fault. I guarantee you, because play calling, it doesn't make sense. 47 times and you're up 31-3, doesn't make sense.
We're going to have plenty of time, trust me, probably in the next episode to discuss Justin Herbert because it's some things that you said that I just categorically disagree with. I just can't say he's the third best.
Mahomes got y'all wrapped up. Like
No.
People love that background stuff. He can't throw better. I seen Herbert throw the ball with broken rib, and he was throwing throws crazy. He's a different. He's really a different.
Bro. That's amazing. That's great. That's great. Let me say this: Patrick Mahomes might got y'all mesmerized. He ain't got me mesmerized. Just wait till I give a bold prediction. So that's going to show you that he doesn't have to be mesmerized. Now, let me say this. My quarterbacks, bro. That CEO, I ain't gonna lie, yo. You remind me of the guy that likes the girl, bro. She looks so good. But then when she opened up her mouth, bro, she dumb as a rock. Bro, you mentioned everything that he can do except win. That's how he can throw the ball far. He can do this. He can do that. Bro, where is the winning? See, that's the thing. And again, I don't want to go too deep on it, bro. When he wins, it's him. When he lose, oh man, he had Derwin James. He had Chris. He had Tevin. He had Word. He had Tim. He had Kevin. See, bro, that's the problem I got with him. When Lamar Jackson win, or when Lamar Jackson lose, oh man, that he never gets the excuse that he ain't got no players. Never. You never hear people say, well, damn, bro, he ain't got a number one. He ain't got this. He ain't got that. So for me, my point is that, bro, Justin Herbert is a very good quarterback. Justin Herbert is overrated to me because, bro, you can do all that stuff. That's fine, bro. When you gonna win? When you gonna win? So now, let me just say this, and we'll have plenty of time to talk about it. I don't want to hear no excuses this year, bro. Now you say he got everything he needs, bro. Make it happen. Make it happen. And yo, I'm not saying they gotta win the Super Bowl. That's not what I'm saying. The Chargers need to make the playoffs. They don't even have to win a playoff game this year. Just make it. That's all you gotta do, bro. I feel like you think that you think that's manageable? You think they can make the playoffs?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
I think
I'm not asking for too much. I'm just saying they just gotta make the playoffs. That's all I'm asking.
I think you missed my point though. I'm saying injury. So it's not an excuse that they don't win. I'm saying he's not the reason why they lost. So Lamar, he's the reason why they lost to me. Herbert isn't the reason why they lost. If I score 27 points and the other team scored 35 and you're not getting stops, I'm not the reason we lost.
No. I disagree with that. No. You're not getting away with that. I disagree with that vehemently. Tom Brady lost the Super Bowl to the Eagles. Tom Brady, most people blamed him when Brandon Graham strip sacked him. Most people blamed him for that. The Patriots gave up 45 points in the game, bro. Nobody ain't talking about that. They talk about Brady getting strip sacked and losing the ball.
So you're talking about casual fans, like a realist. That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about casual people.
Yeah, a realist blames Brady for fumbling the ball.
No, they can't. You can't blame a strip sack. That's just a hell of a play by Brandon Graham. Like that was just timing. You know what I'm saying? That's just a hell of a play. Brady wasn't the reason why they lost the game. The defense was the reason why they lost the game. The turnover was the biggest play in the game.
Okay.
But Brady isn't the reason why they lost the game. That's what I'm saying. You can ball. This is how I judge you. You can ball out because you don't play defense, right? The quarterbacks don't play defense last time I checked. So if you're balling out and you lose, that's not on you. Lamar, we judge Lamar because he doesn't ball out in these big games, big moments.
I agree.
Not balling out.
I agree. Lamar doesn't ball out.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why he's getting that criticism. Herbert is not. They haven't even been anywhere. Herbert got hurt last year. So you know what I'm saying? It's not hurt. I'm trying to tell you, it's not hurt. It's not like I'm giving him a pass. He is playing.
No. You're not. No, I'm not necessarily. The media gives him a pass. I'm gonna just say this, and I'll get to my last surprise thing. Bro, he was up 28-3. Any quarterback that's up 28-3, they lose the game. They don't have excuses. But he has an excuse. They blame the coach. Bro, the coach was good enough to get you up 28-3. So I guess Brandon Staley went to halftime and said, F it, bro. I'm good. We up. We good. We won. So it is what it is. But we're going to have plenty of time to talk about Justin Herbert. We'll have plenty of time.
Falcons was up the same score versus Brady and them in the
Yeah, I know. One man lost to
coaches.
One man lost to Trevor Lawrence, who you have no respect for. One man lost to the greatest quarterback ever. I'm just saying, bro.
It had nothing to do with Brady. People want to say Brady was the reason why they won the Super Bowl. It had nothing. The coaching, they was averaging 7 yards a run. They started throwing the ball. That's what I'm saying. The coaches matter. They keep running the ball. They don't have to throw the ball.
I ain't gonna lie. I got to get to my last surprise team. My last surprise team, Jacksonville Jaguars. They were 8-3 last year to start the season. Their starting quarterback got hurt. So when the starting quarterback got hurt, he should have sat his ass down, but he didn't. And their season unraveled. I love the addition of Brian Thompson Jr. I love the addition of Gabe Davis to go along with what they have. I love the defense that they have. I love the coach that they have, old Dougie P. You know Dougie P well. So I think the Jacksonville Jaguars will be a surprise team. And I'll just say this. We'll give our predictions next week. I don't think it's a shoo-in that the Houston Texans are a foregone conclusion to win the AFC South. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. You're watching Highly Opinionated. Welcome back to Highly Opinionated. Tim, let's give out some bold NFL predictions for the 2024 season. I'll start us off. So the AFC championship game has been the Kansas City Invitational. It's been that for the past 6-7 seasons. Kansas City has been in the AFC championship game or has hosted the AFC championship game. My bold prediction, the Kansas City Chiefs will not make the AFC championship game this season. I think the AFC has gotten better. I think the division has gotten better. The Raiders have gotten better. The Chargers have gotten better. The Broncos have gotten better. I think each of those teams are tired of losing to the Chiefs. And I think certain teams in the AFC, whether it's the Baltimore Ravens, the Buffalo Bills, the New York Jets, Miami Dolphins, Houston Texans, Jacksonville Jaguars, etc. I feel like all those teams in certain aspects have gotten better. They've also lost players. Buffalo, to be specific, Baltimore, to be specific, they've lost players. But I think other teams have gained players that made them better. So I do not think the Chiefs will be in the AFC Championship game this season.
Okay. So my pick, I'm gonna do. I think the comeback player of the year will be Sam Darnold, and I talked about him earlier. Why I think this. Like I said, I think he's gonna have a pretty special year. I think this is gonna revive his career, and also it's a 1-year deal he has. So you know what I'm saying, 1 year to get paid, man. So with the weapons you have, one of the best receivers in Justin Jefferson, and you got Jordan Addison, like I mentioned earlier, man. I think he's really going to be a problem. Like, I think he's going to put the league back on notice why he was drafted so highly, and I think he will show up and show out this year.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, we agree that a quarterback will win the comeback player of the year, but we just disagree on the name of the quarterback. I have Aaron Rodgers winning the comeback player of the year award this year for similar reasons to what you said. Coming back from an injury, all eyes will be on him. The difference of obviously Aaron Rodgers and Sam Darnold was that Aaron Rodgers is a better, more generational player. And when you, like I said, Aaron Rodgers got that dog in him. He hear the noise. He hear that he hasn't thrown for 300 yards in like 23, 24 games. He hear the noise about that. He hears that you guys have Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, this guy, TJ Stroud, this guy, et cetera, ahead of him. So I feel like Aaron Rodgers is going to come back, do what he did when Green Bay drafted Jordan Love, won 2 MVPs, led his team to the conference championship game, I think twice. Had a home conference championship game, no shade. He lost to the best quarterback to ever do it at home, Tom Brady. So I think the Jets will be better this year, and I think the reason why they'll be better is the comeback player of the year, Mr. Aaron Rodgers.
Okay. So I was debating this bold prediction. I really want to say he's going to be I wanted to say he's going to win MVP of the league, but that might just be a little too hard based on the position. But I'm going to go with my offensive player of the year, Mr. Saquon Barkley. I think how the Eagles are going to use him in the offense with him catching out the backfield. And then, like I'm saying, I'm trying to think as a defensive coordinator how you guard the Eagles. Like, what would be your method? Like, you might, since they have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Jahan Dotson, and Dallas Goedert out there. So I guess you would try to take the pass away and force them to run, but ain't too many people tackling Saquon Barkley in the light box. So I think he's gonna have a special year, probably around 1,600 rushing, probably between 1,300 to 1,600 yards rushing, probably about 10 touchdowns, and receiving probably between 600 or more. So I think he's gonna have a special year.
Shocking. Tim picked the Philadelphia Eagle to win an award. That is shocking. So for my last bold prediction, man, it's trouble out there on the West Coast. You know, they got floods out there. You know, they got wildfires out there. But the biggest storm out there is the San Francisco 49ers. They will not win the NFC West this season. They got too much craziness going on. From the left tackle, Trent Williams, he's not happy about his contract. Brandon Ayuk is not happy about his contract. He saw the numbers that CeeDee Lamb got, so I'm sure he wants to be somewhere in that ballpark. Brock Purdy, just another year people got tape on him, so I feel like defenses will start to catch up to him. Christian McCaffrey, Now, Christian McCaffrey's been relatively healthy since he's been a 49er. But when he was in Carolina, he was injured like every other game. So the battle of attrition between the 49ers and the Chiefs, to go back to my first bold prediction, they've been playing so long and so deep into these seasons for the past 2, 3, 4 seasons. I think injuries. I think other teams getting better. I think other teams catching up as far as knowing your plays, knowing how you play. I don't think the San Francisco 49ers are going to win the West. That doesn't mean they're not going to make the playoffs. We'll give our playoff predictions next week. But I don't think the 49ers are going to win the NFC West. I like what Seattle has done. They hired Mike McDonald, the defensive coordinator from the Ravens. He was with Harbaugh in Michigan before he became a DC with Baltimore. I just had Arizona as one of my surprise teams, so you know I'm in love with Kyler Murray. I've been a Kyler Murray fan since day one. I love what he can do. And the Rams, I would pick the Rams, but they have two issues. They don't have the best player in the league, second best player behind Patrick Mahomes. They don't have Aaron Donald. And they already, before the season starts, they have offensive lineman issues already with injuries. And Tim, you know this better than anybody by playing football. If you start the season hurt, more times out of not, you end the season hurt. So for me, I think the NFC West is not as challenging as it could be, again, with the Rams having the talent and roster that they should have. But I think San Francisco's in trouble, man. When you have all that noise around you, you do one of two things. You rise or you fall. And I haven't gave my best point yet. This is my best point. You know this. Super Bowl hangover. The Eagles were the worst 10-1 team I've ever seen. Why? In part because they never got over that game that they lost to Kansas City. It was right there. San Francisco lost a game worse. Lost a game closer. That game went to overtime. The Eagles game didn't go to overtime. Maybe it should have, could have, would have, fine, but it didn't. San Francisco lost in overtime. So it's certain games, you know this, bro. I'm sure I could bring up games that you lost in your rec league that you hold on to more than you remember some of the wins that you had. So Super Bowl hangover, money problems, people catching up to what you run and how you play. Yeah, I don't think San Francisco is going to win the NFC West this year.
I'm mad at it. My last bold prediction will be the Browns. I have the Browns making it to the AFC Championship game. I think Deshaun Watson, I think they forgot about him. You know what I'm saying? Like I think when healthy, he one of the best quarterbacks in the game. I don't think he lost anything. And like the talent around him is ridiculous on both sides of the ball. So it's like I feel like this is the year. It's not really, I ain't gonna say it's making a break a year, but I think it's making a break it for his confidence. Like he hasn't been himself in a while. So it's like at some point, like as an athlete, you start to doubt, can you do this? Because it's like you haven't been the way, like with the Texans, you was killing. It don't matter, y'all was losing. You know what I'm saying? You was still a dog. Like we seen you play, but now it was like you was in the first year, you missed half of the season because of the suspension. Then the next year you got hurt. Then it's like, you know what I'm saying? Now you got a full training camp. So like I think he's going to sell this year. I think the Browns team motivated too, man. Like I don't think they like how they lost in that playoff game. Like I know Watson ain't played, but I don't think they like that feeling. And I think like with Myles Garrett and them guys, man, I think they're gonna go on a special run, man. Like so, I got them going in the AFC Championship.
Not a bad pick at all. We will, ladies and gentlemen, next week we will give our division winners, playoff predictions, Super Bowl. We'll give you all that next week. In my mind, just looking at it, it's about 10 or 11 teams in the AFC that can make the playoffs. I think you can agree with this already before even doing it. The hardest is going to be picking the AFC. The NFC is a little bit more clearer in my mind. A little bit more clear.
Yeah.
You got some teams that'll come out the woodworks, but AFC, you got 10, 11, 12 teams that you think can make the playoffs. So
that's a fact.
Cleveland is definitely one of them teams. They had the best defense last year. Like you said about Deshaun Watson, they get him back. Just another year with the system. Hopefully he can stay healthy. I love the addition of Elijah Moore. They also added not Elijah Moore. They added the guy from Denver, Jerry Jeudy. I think Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah, Jeudy. My fault.
I think he'll play better in Cleveland than he will in Denver, just because of circumstance, the situation, and he's with another Alabama boy and with Amari Cooper. So I could definitely see Cleveland getting that far. Now, again, I haven't went out. I haven't went out that far to think about the AFC yet, but yeah, again, there are 11 to 12 teams that can make the AFC Championship game, and the Cleveland Browns are definitely one of them. So hopefully Kevin Stefanski can do what he needs to do. He was a former coach of the year. Deshaun Watson. Now they will start the season with Nick Chubb on the PUP list, so that's a little challenging because I don't know who's the running back. Jerome Ford behind Chubb.
I think so.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
they
sure.
They might bring back Kareem Hunt. That'd be something I would consider doing just to let him until Chubb come back, and then you could decide what you're going to do with Kareem Hunt after. But yeah, that Cleveland team, especially that defense, man, they some game changers for sure.
For sure.
Well, we want to thank you guys for watching. Highly Opinionated, the second ever episode. For Ross, for Tim, I'm Josh. We look forward to seeing you guys next week. We out.
Appreciate y'all.
Peace.